Hello, friends, and welcome to Pathologic, Volume 8, Episode 16. As I record this, I am freshly back from Grand Con. More about that tomorrow, I think, because today I want to highlight that fresh in your feeds, you can find my guest episode on Escape This Podcast, which, if you're not familiar, is a podcast that features an audio escape room every episode. And I was the guest game master. And if you are a follower of my escape room games, you may be interested in a new adventure that you can experience that way, or even play along yourself. Instructions are provided along with the podcast. So check that out. I will be putting a link in the comments, assuming I remember. But today we are also going to solve a logic puzzle. And this logic puzzle is a supersized version of one we've seen previously. It's a Mochikoro. And let's get a reminder of the rules. In a Mochikoro puzzle, we will shade some cells so that all areas of orthogonally connected unshaded cells are rectangular. Orthogonally connected means that they are connected by edges only, not diagonals. And you can also think of orthogonally connected meaning you can get to from any one cell in the region to any other cell in the region by just going horizontally and vertically, not diagonally. The unshaded rectangles must all be connected diagonally. So you're seeing these unshaded rectangles. Some are squares. Squares are rectangles. And they are connected to one another through their corners, not their edges. Clues cannot be shaded and represent the number of cells in the unshaded area they belong to. So this 6 is telling us that it is in a 6-cell region. An unshaded area of cells cannot contain more than one clue. So we couldn't, if there were another 6 in the grid somewhere, we would know those were two separate regions. You can't have two numbers in a single region. However, this does not require that every region have a clue. It's just that the ones that do have clues have one clue. And finally, no 2x2 region may be entirely shaded. We have no 2x2 squares of black cells in the solution. Those are the rules of Mochikoro, so it's time to solve a puzzle. Today's supersized Mochikoro was set by Freddie Hand. We have some 2s in the corners, I see, which isn't a huge amount of help, but does allow me to shade this rectangle, or this cell and this cell, because these need to be size 2 rectangles, and either way that they go is going to shade this cell. Probably I want to look at these corners as they are rectangular areas that we'll need to extend. The 10 in particular, let's see, how big could this be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 before it hits other clues, and that's not enough, so it's going to be at least 2 tall. So it's going to be probably a 2 by, well, yeah, and can it be, well, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The grid is 10 tall, but it would hit this 8 clue. So 10 can only be a 2 by 5 then, since it can't be a 1 by 10. So it's a 2 by 5 in one direction or the other. This is the same deal. Oh, I should mark these ones that are diagonally adjacent, because we are told, even if they were the same number here, we are told that no two clues can be in the same unshaded area. So there are shaded cells that are going to separate those diagonally adjacent ones. So that's good, because that tells us how this 10 works. It is a 2 by 5 as we discussed, and it goes like so. And this 10 can't be in a horizontal 2 by 5 anymore, so it is a vertical 2 by 5. We also get a 2 by 2 we need to avoid there. We don't know that every rectangle has a clue, so we're not going to be able to do any of the reachability stuff that we would do in some genres where we'd say, which clue can this belong to? Because it might belong to nothing. The 4 can't be a 1x4, so it is a 2x2. That gives us those and some more 2x2s to avoid. This unshaded cell has to connect to all the other unshaded rectangles via diagonal connections. And if this extends west to become a domino, then that can't happen. So this stops and connects bouncing down through there. We have this 3 that can only go one direction. So that gives us those shaded cells. This has got to extend in order to be able to connect at a corner to anything. And if it extends further, then that also breaks the diagonal connections. So this stops, connects this way, which means that stops. This can't go west, it goes south. So that is how that one works. This whole connected area needs to bounce out this way. And we'll stop. This one, we still don't know which direction that goes, I believe. But we can deduce that, because if it went north, we'd end up with a domino like that, and then it would be isolated. So instead, it does go east. Avoid a 2x2 here and make sure it connects. Now we have a 9 clue. That can't be a 1x9, so it is a 3x3, and there's only one play to fit that here. So that is done, and must connect diagonally to something. This whole region needs to connect, and it can only do that through this cell. We've got this 8 that can't be a 1x8. Not enough room. So it is a 2x4. But do we know which direction? Yes, if it went north, it would hook up with this and make an awkward shape. So it goes east. There is our 8 clue, and it can only connect through that corner to other things. This 4 can't be a 1x4. It's a 2x2. The 6 here, again, not a 1x6, so it's a 2x3 in one of the two directions. So it's going to cover those, and these are going to be shaded. We don't know if it goes that way or that way. But that gives us some 2x2s to avoid, which is nice. We can't have these in the same region because of this shaded cell, so that means that's a shaded cell. If this were to continue east, we'd have a domino that we'd have to fill, where we'd have to fill in this shaded cell and strand it. So it doesn't do that. It stops and connects this way, which tells us how the 6 is oriented. If it went east, we'd have a weird shape. So instead, it goes north, and that is done. This 3 must go to the west. It's the only option available. This 3, both directions so far. This area we should be able to finish somehow. So we've got all of this connected nonsense up through here and here to here as well. So it's got to connect to the right side of the grid. And if it didn't extend to the east, then that would cut it off completely. So it's got to extend there, connecting to the 10 region nicely. This is a 2x2 to avoid. This whole thing, including the 10x10 region, needs to continue connecting, which can only happen through here, which tells us that these diagonal cells must be separated. And now everything is connected all the way up to this cell. We've got these two. This 4 has got to be a 2x2, but in which direction? I'm not sure. This, we got to avoid a 2x2 here. That's unshaded. Could be part of that 4. So the 4 is either these 4 or these 4. If it's these 4, that shades both of these cells, giving us a 2x2, which is not allowed. So the 4 must come west and therefore also include that unshaded cell. So finish that 4 up. It needs to connect diagonally. Then we have this 3. If this went horizontally, we'd shade the 3 above us and separate off the top area here. So this goes vertically. That should do it, because now we need to connect through one of these 2 avenues to get to the 2. If the 2 went vertically, we'd shade that cell and that cell stranding it. So the 2 goes horizontally. We can't shade this because we need to avoid the 2 by 2, and it needs to connect to the outside world, which can only happen if it extends south all the way. And that is how you solve a supersized Mochikoro.